The NBA 2K21 demo is here. And in the demo, you can get a head start on
This is Hank and the Hornet on 98.9 The Flex, the official home of your Dallas Mavericks.
Get hip or get stung.
Oh Lord, Jason made a...
Starting in center, 60 Challenges, number 11, Ace Hansen. At the other forward position, at 7'3" inches, number 6, Risa Marcinez. Starting at shooting guard, at 6'6" inches, number 77, Luka Doncic.
Hi, thanks for short a rotation play. Nothing that they can't overcome, but it does shrink their margin for error just a bit.
Short a rotation player, nothing they can't overcome, but it does shrink your margin for error just a bit.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Covington at the 4 with Towns in at the 5. Then there's Walden. Then it's Chris Paul, and it's Okogie in at the 2-guard spot. And for the Mavericks, they've got Enes Kanter, Otto Porter Jr. out there with Porzingis. Then there's Doncic, and it's George in at the 1 spot.
What a pass by Luka Doncic. He's got tremendous size, and obviously they want the ball in his hands.
About this time of the year, we hear early talk about end-of-the-season awards. When you're thinking about who you'd vote for MVP or whatever, Doris, when do you start giving consideration to those topics?
You know what's fascinating, Kevin, is where all the major awards are considered, particularly the MVP, it feels like there's a narrative that develops back when the season starts. The key as a voter, I think, is to sort of eliminate the noise, look at the numbers, consider the success of teams, and make your decision from there. You've got to make sure you're really doing your research.
And sometimes, am I right, it comes down to the final couple days of the regular season before a voter like yourself knows for sure.
Kev, I have cast my MVP ballot on the last possible day in each of the last 3 years.
Wow. Here's Doncic after the made shot from Karl Anthony Towns. Porzingis trying to get free.
Gives a team such a great element having a 1 guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
Oh, you love it, Kevin. Fearless, aggressive, leaving, no doubt whatsoever.
Now here's Walden. He's guarded closely. Lets it go with a 3. The Mavericks pull it in.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And Doncic, here we go. That falls. Nice feed that time from George.
Boy, they came ready to play. That's 4 straight buckets to start the game.
Let's send it over to David Aldridge, who caught up with the head coach, John Beilein. David.
Well, Kevin, look, he thinks their long-range shooting can make all the difference, not taking anything away from the defense they're going up against. But he did say he'd be surprised if his guys didn't shoot a high percentage from outside. Pretty confident coach, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. Five to shoot. Here's Walden.
Well, the long arms of Otto Porter forcing the miss there.
Doncic right side. And the dunk by Doncic.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
And he rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Hey, look at guys like Otto Porter, Greg. He just brings so much with his consistent outside jumper.
And guys, he's shot threes at a tremendous clip the last few seasons. I mean, really for his whole career. Sometimes can be a bit passive, so you just make sure he's involved and looking for his shot.
Well, takes contact, keeps his balance. Nice finish by Towns.
And George, here we go. And that one, good. George has got 6.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Timberwolves trail by 6. Timeout called, first of the game for Minnesota. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
And I love the way they just came right out at them in that game, determined to attack the rim.
You know, typically when you go that hard to the rack, you can make a living at the charity stripe, and that's exactly what happened.
And some changes here for the Mavericks. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Cantor. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Porter. And Curry subbed in for Doncic. Inside. Here's Towns. Nice D from Porzingis.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
How about the timing from Hardaway Jr. looking very comfortable taking shots after catching the pass.
Here's Towns. Tim Hardaway making his last shot. Now Beasley. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Chang against George. Kleber, the pass to George. From deep, an absolute bomb from three-point range. He's got 9.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Stolen. Fast break, Dallas. Hardaway kicks to George. Misses the 3. Timberwolves trail by 11. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Pass to Beasley. And he banks in the layup.
Well, that possession to me highlights the importance of creating for your teammates.
George against Beasley. Now, here's George, guarded closely. With 4 seconds on the clock, and it's wide right, hits off the rim.
Boy, a miss like that will drive any scorer crazy, especially with the defender giving a cushion.
And so it's down. One of the most high-powered scorers in the game, Karl Anthony Towns, knows it's important to...
You know, everyone has to get some of the sugar, you know.
Well, when you're attracting, Greg, all that defensive attention, it creates opportunities for your teammates.
And Towns wants to win big. To do that, though, it's not enough to get numbers. You've got to make your teammates better as well.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
And why wouldn't they, Greg? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
On the court for the Timberwolves as our second quarter is underway. Towns and Jang, the lengthy pair inside. Then it's Culver, and it's Beasley in at the point. Unloads. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper. Beasley's got his second bucket of the night. And so George will bring it up for Dallas. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
Yeah, in that game, I thought they took advantage of some sloppy play, but give them credit. They turned mistakes into points.
Well, you have to capitalize when your opponent has miscues, Greg, and give this team some credit. Every time that...
Kleber kicks to George. Outside for Curry, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Knocked loose, stolen by George. And George with the stuff.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Towns up top, guarded by Porzingis. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. It's on Porzingis.
Karl Anthony Towns takes the hit, gets the whistle.
The Timberwolves have shot 67% from the line tonight, going 4-6.
And you look at how Towns is so effective on offense, and it's because he really has the entire package for a big man. Back to the basket, facing up, playing outside or in, off the bounce or on the catch. This guy can do it all.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Beasley with George picks him up to the inside. Noel, that's in, coming off the assist from Axel Walden.
And passes like this brings teams closer together. AW is solid at just knowing when to deliver it.
Beasley against George. In the corner, it's Kleba. On its way from Curry for two, and that one released in time, but no good. And so it's Dallas in command with a 16-point. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. It's been one outstanding game from George.
Ooh, that first half looked like a dunk contest mixtape. Was just destroying the rim.
This guy, he plays fast, he's aggressive, and if you let him get to the cup, there is nothing that you can do about it.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the floor for Dallas, Porzingis is out there with Enes Kanter. Then there's Doncic, then it's Porter, and it's George in at the point.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
No doubt passing is a premium for this team game of the NBA. We love the individual star power, but it is a team game. Are there any playmakers out there that don't get, Doris, you think, enough credit for all that they do for their team?
Well, the first guy that comes to mind is a man that Steve Kerr described as probably the smartest single basketball player he has ever been around, and that's Andre Iguodala. The numbers in terms of his scoring, obviously not eye-popping, but his incredible defense and then his elite passing skills have been so critical to so many championship teams.
Dallas leading by 20. Right side, Porzingis. Back to George. The second effort. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one on Walden.
Yeah, easy call.
Dallas shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line. And you think about the Wolves' history. KG clearly their best player, but Big Cat has a chance to reach that level someday.
He does, Greg, and I think we always look through KG's legacy being defined by passion, commitment, and leadership. That was as important as his basketball skill. Karl Anthony Towns is similarly talented, right? I think the key is he just needs to find consistency. That's the last step.
And now a chance to honor a player who has been on fire recently. His play has earned him Player of the Week in the West.
They say defense wins championships. Well, it also wins awards, and his defense during this stretch has been nothing short of jaw-dropping. He has been disruptive with his challenges and has accounted for a metric ton of turnovers with his ball hockey. You have to give it up to this man. And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
George against Paul. George looking over the floor. Drills the three-pointer. George has got 9 points now in the quarter.
This guy is cooking right now. He is leading them on the offensive end as they remain in front here.
Stolen by George. To the paint. Here's Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
This incredible confidence that Luka Doncic possesses, my goodness.
And George gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Enes Kanter. And a change for the Timberwolves. Jang, he's checked in for Robert Covington. To the wing right side. Out of bounds, it'll be Mavericks ball. And here's a look at some numbers for Towns.
His effective field goal percentage, a favorite stat of the analytics crowd, has been on the way down over his past 10 games. His game isn't as well-rounded as it needs to be.
Jalen Brunson, he's checked in for Porter. Holding comes with the double team. And Finney Smith gets it to go. Finney Smith's got his first bucket in this one.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
And that, to me, Greg, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
Bangs home the trifecta.
Showing off the awareness there. AW is good at realizing when to give it up.
Now, here's Doncic, guarded by Walden, and George with the stuff.
And that's his MO. Sometimes he can score more points by himself than the rest of the team.
Luka Doncic can pass it, shoot it, drive it, and he does it all with great flair. Well, that's just inconsistency from him, and it's happened all night, and it hasn't helped their cause.
Got a hand on it.
And great positioning there from Culver. That's what allowed him to get the block.
And it's Walden missing. Here are the Mavericks now. They're on a 15-5 run. And you see some of the shots that Doncic knocks down. Doris, the degree of difficulty is off the charts.
It is, Kevin, but the skill I love the most is his passing. It doesn't matter if it's a hook pass, a lob. He has the strength to hit the weak side corner, and this guy loves delivering in the big moments. It is so fun to watch him. Well, they're trying to establish their attack down in the paint, and make no mistake, these help their overall confidence.
Yeah, he's shown terrific control of the pace and the rhythm of this offense.
And I think they count on him for that, Greg. He is a tone setter, extremely unselfish.
Noel, defended by George. Pass to Towns. 6 on the shot clock. Minnesota needs to get off a shot here. Here's Jang. It's rebounded by Doncic. Dallas has gotten the 3-ball working for them in the second half. They've hit 3 out of 3 shots from long range.
Well, overall, they're the team getting the better looks here in this second half.
And I think what's happening is they're getting their shots within the flow of their offense, and you can clearly see the difference.
Now the pass to Towns. Shoots over Doncic, and the basket good. A bank shot that time. And that's now 9 points for Karl Anthony Towns. And here's George. He's got 34. The offensive rebound for Zingis. Towns with the steal. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks having no problems at all. Up 29. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two.
Mavericks will go for a different look here. Cantor checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Otto Porter Jr. comes in for Hardaway. Seth Curry, he's checked in for Luka Doncic. And George is subbed in for DeLon Wright. On the court for Minnesota, Covington at the 4 with Towns in at the 5. And it's Chris Paul. Then it's Culver. And it's Okogie in at the 2-guard.
Boy, I love seeing Cantor distribute the basketball. If you're open, this guy will find you.
Minnesota with the ball. They're on a 17-6 run. Okogie, the pass to Towns. Paul outside. Takes a 3. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Nobody near George. The long-distance 3 is buried. George has got 5 points in the quarter.
Boy, Otto Porter with the pretty delivery. That's nice.
Towns kicks to Culver. Towns down low. He's against Cantor. Kept alive, Minnesota. Paul looking around. Down low. Here's Okogie. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
We know this about Robert Covington. He is a team man first and foremost. Pretty pass.
And here's George for three. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Towns has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Okogie misses. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Mavericks. 19-point game.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Dallas.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And so they'll be advancing their win total to 42 games.
They were really smart in the use of that game plan tonight. Used it in their first 2 games against this team, which equaled to 2 wins.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for George.
What a relentless scoring night for this guy. In attack mode all evening.
43 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Here's Paul, and it's sent back by George. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And what makes Culver difficult to defend, it starts with the footwork and then the change of pace, and you give him that ability to just rise up and shoot over you.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Marjanovic checked in for Cantor. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Maxi Kleber. Jackson, he's checked in for Otto Porter Jr. And Hardaway is subbed in for Curry. Now, here's Culver. He's tightly guarded. Another miss by Minnesota. Left side Jackson. Outside Hardaway. Now, here's George. From past the arc. Off the mark. So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. Going away, they were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge.
On the middle.